Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul. Today we're going to take a trip to Africa and prune up my single African Baobab tree that I have in a bonsai pot, and then a forest planting of 3 that I have. They're all growing really muscularly and well. The leaves are shiny and full. So we're going to prune them up so we can get some ramification, maybe get a little branching going on in this early fall season. Okay, so that and an update on my avocado plants all coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. All right, here we go, taking a look at my baobab forest, baobab. I don't know how to pronounce it, B-A-O-B-A-B. The sweet African baobab tree. I grew these from seed. It's a very difficult process. Check out on the playlist the previous video, I describe it. But really, I only got 4 plants out of about 100 seeds. So what does that tell you? So we've got the smallest one. This thing is truly a survivor. You see right here where the main trunk was, I thought it was dead at that point. I literally used it as a stand for one of my crepe myrtles that was crawling sideways instead of growing up. And then all of a sudden, boom, it started to bud up again. That was outside. And then this guy has been healthy from the start. It's the medium-sized one. And then over here, the tallest one isn't necessarily the thickest. I think this one over here might be a little thicker, but this one is growing really nice and tall. So I had success pruning my specimen baobab tree that's in a little bonsai pot. I'll show you that in a bit. So I think, oh, that sound is terrible. I think that I'm going to do the same thing to these 3 right now. So I won't go crazy bringing it down too far. But why don't we come back to here. And I'll just nip the tip on this one. Here. Tall one. Let's go to here. All right, so I want to grow these all vertically, get them really nice and thick, and then defoliate frequently so they have like those really smaller leaves coming in, because I think that's how, until they're much older, they'll actually display as baobab trees. Because they, if you've seen the baobab, it is really wide and goes straight up and then has a nice flat canopy. Also known as the upside down tree, I think, in Disney. So yeah, let's go take a look at that specimen. So here we have my specimen, my baobab. This one is slightly older than the others. This was part of an initial 10 that I tried. And then I actually complained that a lot of the seeds were floating, and that meant that, they weren't viable. So the guy was cool and he sent me 100, after that. So I guess I did 110 and only got 4 plants. But you see, this one is slightly thicker. We've got a branch to the right and a branch to the left. So I think what I'm gonna do is leave the one to the right and then just take down this one to the left. Yeah, I'll take it down to here and then see if we can't get them to grow in evenly. Maybe even get this one to divide again and give me a couple of branches. Either way, I don't think that I'm going to mess with the roots now. Maybe in a month's time, I'll get to them. But let's prune this up and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with the cuttings. Cool. So now I'm just going to remove all the leaves except for maybe these ones right up top. And I'll dip the bottoms in root hormone powder, and I'm going to stick them in my everything bin where all my cuttings that I try to root go into. So let's go do that now. All right, y'all. So that's going to do it for today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. I hope you enjoyed the video on my African Baobab trees. They are really cool in the wild, and I'm looking forward to how these develop. Right now, the leaves are big and the trunks are small, but hopefully as time progresses, those two will flip-flop, and that'll look better and better as they go. I wanted to give you an update real quick on the avocado trees, avocado plants. So this one we cut, boom. It's split in two and it's growing nice and healthy. I got lucky there. And then this little guy, even though I had to treat it when it first sprouted up for bugs, it actually grew back. So it's budding up right now. I can't tell if there's 2 or 3 trunks or branches, but that's a new one. This cutting, it seems to have a tiny bit of growth. It's really slow. That's the one that came off of here, and I just went for it. So we'll track that still. And then over yonder, we have another avocado plant that is really doing well since it's pruning. If you could see, I'm getting lots of buds and branching down below where the cut line was, and then I just had this one single leader come up from it. You see it grew quickly. Nice, big, healthy leaves. I think it's a different species than that avocado plant. All right, I got one more to show you. All right, so this is my avocado plant from a cutting, and I just raised the canopy a little bit the other day to get some more sunlight to this second branch that's growing in down below. I didn't want to prune this one yet. I want this second branch to get a little healthier, and then I'll bring this down to match it. Probably if this grows up another 3 inches, that's when I'll chop this one. But I love the smaller leaves on the cutting, and I think it's going to work out really well as a bonsai. So, all right. Thanks again for joining me at Jarhead Bonsai.